Hello and welcome to another edition of Capper Comparison Picks. I'm Ranch. Today I'm going to give you Capper Comparison Picks for some more prelim fights for UFC 271. Be sure to check out the video I did yesterday with the early prelims. And I'm going to get right into this. My wife has a class a little bit later, so I have to do this quickly. I like your shirt, Nora. Okay, so we're gonna start this show off with the light heavyweight fight between Carlos Ulberg and Water Buffalo Fabio Cherant. Okay, Carlos Ulberg, Black Jag. He's like a Australian model or something, or was it the Australia? He was like in the Australian's version of The Bachelor, I think. But anyway, he's coming off a loss to his UFC debut loss to Kennedy Nzechukwu. He got took care of by hooks in round 2. He, I think, a lot of people refuse to admit it, but he gassed himself out in round 1. He had nothing going for him in round 2. That's why he got took out by hooks. Before that, though, he did have a nice win in the Contender Series against Bruno Oliveira, left hook round 1. And before that, he was an eternal MMA fighter where he was coming off a win against John Martin Frazier, unanimous decision. He fights out of City Kickboxing. Welcome to City Kickboxing. City Kickboxing in New Zealand. He has a 3-inch height advantage and a 1-inch reach advantage. He is 31 years old. He's a huge favorite here, minus 260. Over 2-1 favorite to beat Fabio Cherant with a record of 3-1. Really? I know he's a good-looking dude, but really, that's uncalled for, I think. Fabio Cherant, I know he's coming off some losses himself, but they're against pretty decent opponents, which we'll talk about later this week. Fabio Cherant, his most recent loss is to William Knight, who was on this card, who took care of him. He knocked him out in round 1, William Knight did, and made the Water Buffalo's debut. That wasn't even his debut, that was the second fight. His debut, he lost to Alonzo Menefield by Von Flue choke in round 1. So yeah, he's 0-2 in the UFC, not looking good for the kid. But the Water Buffalo, he does have like experience as a champion in CFFC, I think, right? No, I'm sorry, LFA. He was definitely a light heavyweight champion in LFA, where he won the championship from Myron Dennis with a unanimous decision. So I mean, the guy's not he's not that bad, not plus 220 bad. There's a little value, I think, on Fabio Cherant. You guys are all got a little bias, a little recency bias, I think. He does have a bad loss to Alexa Kamur back in the LFA. And you know what? I heard a stat from one of these cappers. That fight with Alexa Kamur in the LFA, where he ended up losing by like flying knee to ground and pound round 2. Yeah. But he got outstruck 44-7 in that fight from Alexa Kamur, who is, it's Alexa Kamur, nothing to write home about, you know what I mean? So, the one good thing about Fabio Cherant, he is fighting out of now Sanford MMA. He's part of the blonde team. He's fighting with blonde Derek Brunson and blonde Phil Hawes. Training with blonde. I think Fabio Cherant, he might even dyed his hair blonde. I didn't see it myself, but I heard there's an Instagram picture with all 3 of them being blonde. If that's a thing, I know blonde Brunson is supposed to be better than natural color Brunson, but I don't, take it for what you will. Phil Hawes, he hasn't shown me anything with his blonde hair, so I think he was better with natural color. So whatever, it's just hair color. But Fabio Cherant is at Sanford training with those guys, so that's good news for those who are taking the underdog here. Plus 220 on that guy. Let's see what the Cappas have to pick in this fight between the Water Buffalo Fabie Truro and Carlos Ulberg Black Jag. Taking the favorite, we've got my buddy Cody from Blood Money MMA. He's saying TKO for Carlos Ulberg. Then we've got the MMA Guru. This is the one with the knit cap from the UK, the comedian. He's also saying TKO for Ulberg. Round 1. Yeah, these guys do not like Fabio Cherant, I guess. AJ DeVito from MMA Experts. Surprise, surprise, taking Ulberg by knockout. Johnny K. Picks. Johnny K. Picks also taking Ulberg. Knockout, round 1. I see a pattern forming here, guys. Then finally, we've got the Stat Diggers. Both DFS Brady, DFS by the numbers Brady, and Uncle Easy, both taking Carlos Ulberg, and they're saying fight does not go the distance. So everybody taking Carlos Ulberg to get it done by KO or TKO within the distance, making this a full capper consensus. A full capper consensus is when
all the handicappers pick one side of the whiteboard.
Yep. It's when all the handicappers pick one side of the whiteboard. In this case, everybody is taking Carlos Ulberg, the handsome one, over Fabio Water Buffalo Cherant to get the win. And everybody is saying TKO, TKO, KO, KO. Fight does not go distance. They're all taking them within distance. Man, I don't like the line. I don't see the value just because he's a handsome guy, but I can't go against my brethren here. Everybody's taking Carlos Ulberg. I have no strong feeling against with the Water Buffalo. I mean, his back is against the wall, and it wouldn't surprise me if he come out with some sort of crazy decision victory or something. I don't know. But I'm gonna also take Ulberg in this fight to get it done. I guess I'll go with the cappers and say by TKO. Which round? Might as well do round 1 like everybody else is doing. They're really disregarding Fabio Cherant. They're pretty much. But you know what? He's got poor fight IQ. That fight against William Knight, he came in all awkward and stupid and got caught. First round knockout. Before that, Phil Hawes, right? Phil Hawes, right? Alonzo Menefield. Against Alonzo Menefield, Von Flew choke round 1. Well, what I told you already, one game changer is he is at Sanford MMA training with Phil Hawes and Blonde Brunson. He's part of the Team Blonde. So the Blonde, I don't know, they might do something. Right now, it's going to be TKO round 1, but I'm going to revisit this after I watch the weigh-ins and face-offs, see how Blonde Cherant looks on the scales, and I might teeter my bet. We'll find out on Friday during the live stream, yeah? So, moving on. Next we have lightweight fight between Alexander the Great Hernandez. That's one of Mba's unranked contender picks. Taking on Renato Moicano. Renato Moicano is the favorite here at -170. He is the slightly older fighter. He's 32 years old. 32 years old, where Alexander the Great Hernandez is 29. Both these guys have 4 losses. Hernandez 13-4, an underdog of +145. Renato Moicano 15-4-1. the favorite at -170. Renato Moicano is fighting out of the Constrictor team and American Top team. Constrictor team is when he's at home in Brazil. American Top team, you know, is down in Florida. He does have a 2-inch reach advantage. They have the same, 2-inch height advantage. They have the same reach. Renato Moicano is coming off a win against Jai Herbert, rear naked choke round 2. Before that, he took a loss to Rafael Fiziev, but Rafael Fiziev can beat pretty much anybody in the lightweight division. He's definitely a contender. He should, if he's not top 5, he should be. Before that, though, he did, Renato Moicano got the win over Damir Hadzovic, rear naked choke round 1. Then he took a loss to the Korean Zombie, Chan Sung Jung. That's not, Chan Sung Jung is fighting for the championship in a week or 2. So you can't take anything off that, but he did get ground and pounded in round 1. And before that, he took a loss to Jose Aldo, who is a legend. And that happened via punches round 2. I'm not sure what weight class that was, but this right here is a lightweight fight. Alexander Hernandez. Now this guy, he's got just as many losses, almost as many wins, but his resume is not as thick, not as substantial as Renato Moicano. He's coming off a win against Mike Breeden. Overhand right, round 1. Yeah, you saw the face I made, Mike Breeden. You know, he took a loss to Thiago Moises. That's a loss. A loss is a loss. Before that, he beat Chris Grutzmacher. Chris Grutzmacher is not the top echelon of the sport. That was round 1. And then before that, he lost to Drew Dober, TKO round 2. And that was a prime Drew Dober when Drew Dober was rolling over everybody. I guess there was a part in his career when he did go on a win streak. And prior to that, he had a win against Francisco Trinaldo, unanimous decision. So right here it shows Alexander Hernandez is one of these pattern fighters, trading wins for losses. Win, loss, win, loss, win, loss. He is 3-2 in his last 5 because he's on that pattern. His last fight was a win against Mike Breeden. So if you want to do the win-loss pattern, you would probably pick him to lose. But Alexander Hernandez is the younger opponent here, and he is fighting out of Factory X Muay Thai. So you got to give him credit for that. But Renato Moicano, Constrictor team and ATT, American Top team. So it's not like you're going to get much better than American Top team. But the value here is on Hernandez at +145 because you got to look at the different fighting styles. I think on the feet, Renato Moicano might have the better striking. I also think he's got a higher belt rank for Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, where Hernandez probably has better raw wrestling. Like, there's a difference between wrestling and BJJ. I think Moicano has a better BJJ, but not as good wrestling. It's kind of hard to explain, but overall, I think Renato Moicano is the overall probably well-versed, well-rounded fighter. But Hernandez, I think, has here's the thing. I think he's got the edge in cardio and physical fitness. I think he's a little bit more fit than Moicano. I think he can last into the later rounds. So this is a very interesting matchup right here. Let's see what the cappers have to say about this one. Taking the favorite here in Renato Moicano, we get AJ DeVito, MMA experts. You know what? I'm gonna rate this big because, spoiler, he's the only one taking them. That's right, AJ DeVito from MMA experts is siding with Moicano. Everybody else is on Hernandez. We've got Johnny K. He's taking the under. That's what I like, the underdogs that all the cappers are leaning toward. Johnny K picks, he thinks Hernandez by a knockout in round 2 or 3. The MMA guru, the one out of the UK, he also thinks a knockout. Round 1. No faith in Moicano. Nothing at all. I guess Moicano's got a dusty chin. Then we've got both the stat diggers. Well, actually just DFS. Uncle Weezy didn't really give a definite pick on this, but he was more concerned about the over-under. Right now it's set at 2.5. Over that is plus 105. Under is minus 135. Then finally Cody from Blood Money. Blood Money is also taking Alexander the Great Hernandez by decision. And you know, when all the capper majority takes the underdog, that answers my questions. That I'm gonna go. I don't listen to these guys just because they're entertaining. I listen to them for some advice and gambling advice and research. And 4 out of 5 cappers are taking the underdog here. I think he is more physically fit. He's got more durability, I do believe. He's got better cardio. And like I said, he does have better wrestling. Maybe not as good as BJJ, but the wrestling, you can control your bottom opponent. And if you have some BJJ, you can incorporate that into your fight plan and get a victory there. So I'm going to take Alexander the Great Hernandez also to get this done. Oh, here's a marker for you because it's pretty much dying. Pink. And I think he's going to probably get it done. These guys are thinking he's going to send Renato Moicano into the shadow world. I don't know, Nor. You think Alexander the Great Hernandez is going to send Renato Moicano into the shadow realm? Maybe. I'm going to take that too. Within distance, I'm going to say is going to be my bet. On Tapology, I'll probably say KO round 2 or something. Round 2 or round 3. It's gonna be the later rounds when Moicano gasses out. That's when it's gonna happen. So I'm gonna say within distance for Alexander Hernandez and moving on. Next we have the bantamweight fight between Ronnie the Heat Lawrence and Mana Boy Martinez. Ronnie Lawrence comes in with a record of 7-1. Natural wrestling ability this guy has. He's never wrestled in high school, never wrestled in college, but the dude's a phenomenal wrestler. He's like a prodigy. It just came to him. And he's a huge favorite though. Minus 300, a 3-1 favorite. The bookies are making you pay the price if you want to take that easy pick in Ronnie Lawrence. But he's going against the dude Mana Martinez, don't cut him out. Don't cut him out. Listen to this. I know he got that split decision victory over Guido Canetti when they're like, how did he go to split decision? Well, his coach died like 2 days before that fight. So you're lucky that he even fought, let alone won. And that's why he couldn't take care of 40-year-old Guido Canetti, because he was mourning his loss of his corner, loss of his coach. So you got to give him that fight, you know. Before that, he was back to his old ways of finishing people in round 1. Was that a ghost? He finished Jose Johnson. That's a Fury FC fight. In punches round 1. It's what?
It's a fancy lady.
Oh, it's a fancy lady. Oh, okay. He is 4-1 in his last 5s. He's 4-1 in his last 5 fights. His last loss was in the Contender Series where he got triangle choked in round 1 by Draco Rodriguez. I think you guys know Draco Rodriguez. He's got He's like a wrestler, BJJ, DC Jr., Daniel Cormier Jr. Anyway, Mana Martinez does have that strike knockout power. Trains out of Metro Fight Club in Houston, Texas, with Adrian Yanez. Yes, that's correct. Mana Martinez, a BJJ purple belt, not bad. And he's got a 2-inch height advantage, also not bad. But Ronnie Lawrence, the Heat, like I said, he's got that natural, gifted, prodigy type wrestling ability, just natural. Never wrestled in high school, never wrestled in college. He's just good at the grapple game. Just it comes naturally. It's just prodigal, the prodigal son. He's coming off a win against Vince Cachero, ground and pound, round 3. That was his UFC debut. Before that, he had fights in Bellator. He is okay. He is 4-1 in his last 5. He did take one loss to Steve Garcia. Steve Garcia's name is known in the MMA world. That was unanimous decision, and that I do believe was in Bellator. So we got Ronnie Lawrence, -300 favorite. Mana Martinez, +230 underdog. Let's see what the cappers have to say in this one. I think you guys already know which way it's going to probably go. Taking Ronnie Lawrence, we've got the MMA guru. He thinks Ronnie Lawrence should get the decision victory, probably controlling his opponents, using that natural wrestling ability. Then we got Stat Diggers, DFS, and Wheezy, both on the side of Ronnie Lawrence. We've got MMA experts, AJ DeVito. He's saying Ronnie Lawrence should get the decision victory over Mana Martinez. You guys know Mana Martinez, that last fight that he won, he was in mourning. He was not himself. You guys are all, I don't know. I know Ronnie Lawrence is good, gifted. He's good. He's got natural skill. It's like born with, not trained. Mana Martinez, though, he can hit. He can punch, this dude. So don't cut him short, I'm just saying. Johnny K also taking Lawrence by decision. Then we've got, finally wrapping it all up, Blood Money, Cody. Also, Cody's saying submission, round 3 for Ronnie Lawrence. Interesting. Making this a full capper consensus. Everybody, but this is kind of a given. He's a -300 favorite. You'd kind of expect that here. Everybody is on the side. I'll still give him a couple. I'll throw a couple lucky pearls out there. Full capper consensus for Ronnie Lawrence over Mana Martinez. Throw a couple good luck pearls out for you guys. I want to throw him as a parlay pillar. And I'm going to reluctantly take him, but once again, I would not be surprised. I'm going to hedge bet Martinez. You know what? I would not be surprised if he comes out there and just blasts Ronnie Lawrence. He does, like I said, he was not his normal fighting self. He was known as a knockout artist, round 1 knockout artist at bantamweight, and then his coach died. He still managed to get the victory, but people are fading it because he didn't finish Guido Canetti. He still beat him, regardless. But anyway, I'm taking Ronnie Lawrence with the rest of y'all with the capper consensus. I think he's going to get it done by decision. But I will, up here, there's the $sign. I will hedge bet Mana Martinez for half a unit to get it done. Kind of, just to hedge my parlay in this for this show. So to recap, I know you didn't hear that. Time check. To recap, I've got Carlos Ulberg with everybody else in the capper consensus, taking care of Fabio Cherant, TKO, round 1. I don't like it, but I'll take it. I just think everybody, maybe Fabio Cherant, he's just not cut out for the UFC. I hate to say that because I've seen some sparks, and he was a champ over at, what was it, CFFC? LFA. He was a champ over at LFA, but he is not now. Then I'm going to take Alexander the Great Hernandez within distance in support of Mbe. That is one of her unranked picks. But to be honest, Renato Moicano is better on the ground, jiu-jitsu and better striking, and he's got a better resume. But here comes like athletic ability and cardio versus experience and knowledge. It's a kind of a toss-up, but I'm going to go with the more athletic, the more aggressive, better wrestler. I would give him that. Fighter with the better cardio. I think Alexander the Great Hernandez will win it by decision, by dominating rounds 2 and 3. Round 1, I think maybe we'll probably go to Moicano. He should have the better volume and strikes, probably a little bit more. He'll try for submissions and stuff. But it'll be an interesting fight nonetheless. I think Hernandez is going to take care of business though. Round 2 or 3, he's going to catch him with his wrestling's going to wear him down. He's going to catch him with a ground and pound. That's what I project. And finally, Ronnie Lawrence, I got winning a decision over Mana Martinez, but it would not surprise me if Mana Martinez came out and clocked him and caught him. That's why I'm going to hedge bet Martinez, because he does have that ability, and I think he's over mourning the death of his coach. Where's he training at? Metro Fight Club with Adrian Yanez. Adrian Yanez, also a hot prospect right now. Well, he's not even a prospect. He's like a mainstay now. He's known as an up and coming though. So there you have it. Gather the info. Place those bets. Cash those tickets. I appreciate you watching. Be sure to leave in the comments who you think is going to win these fights. Give a like, share it with your friends. Be sure to check out the early prelim videos I did yesterday. And tune in tomorrow when I take care of some more prelim fights. There's a lot. There's 15 fights this weekend. So that's a show every day. All right. Thanks for watching. Good luck on your bets. I'll see you next time.